Okay, good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama, July the 30th. If I'd have known I was going to live this long, I'd have eaten more ice cream, right? Okay. 2021. We're doing comments on comments tonight and question and answer. It is Friday. Dinosaur Adventure. I've got to update that. 184,000 subscribers now. Come on down and visit. We're in Lenox, Alabama, population 35, average age 91, and we have a wonderful time here. We are loving this part of the country. We believe the Bible is true and evolution is dumb. Dinosaurs always lived with man. They did not live millions of years ago. Come take the real tour around Dinosaur Adventureland. How many have had the real tour already? Several of you have, okay. Don't let Damien drive for you. That's what happened when Damien drove. He loves to hit the puddles. Oh, well. Let's see. Come on. We have dining hall. All the meals are free, sleep free, everything free. Well, for you, not for me. So if you want to help, you can put a donation in. But we have tours. We have a bunch of kids coming in the morning. So we need 5 side-by-sides running. Who's the mechanics working on that? They got 2 broke down today. So it's always something. Anyway, come on down. Give the tour. Let's see. The real tour, the Science Center tour, and the farm tour, and then the playground. Set the record. Bill, I got that slide in there twice still. Okay. Now, wait till you see the science lesson at the cliff. That is cool. And the kids have a blast here. Come feed our animals. We got miniature cows, miniature horses, donkeys. Our super sound satellite dish is pretty cool. And the quince tree. There's a great lesson there. Well, I won't spoil it for you. Just come take the tour. Damien, you've been working on updating the tour.
It's ready.
The video's ready?
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
All right.
Then we give the real tour up on the YouTube channel. That would be cool. Okay. We're straight north of Lenox, Alabama. 176 baptized so far in our lake. Jesus said, go baptize. Oh, I got the wrong numbers in here. Oh, Christy, Dalen, Kaylin, Nashville, are they in here? They're still on the property here. Okay, now you folks from South Africa, how did you hear about it, please?
I watched the original seminars like back in high school.
You watched
Just from there, I've been following you.
Okay. You want to get up on camera, become world famous, and tell people who you are?
Sure.
Okay, come on up.
Bring the kids there.
Sure. From South Africa. People come from all over the place to see Dinosaur Adventureland. Okay, I got 2 chairs here. Going to be a little crowded. So you've been watching our stuff since high school, huh? Good. Come on, have a seat here. All right, tell them your name and what you do, computer programming. So the computer, well, you tell them, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm CJ. This is Atari, my wife. Yeah, I'm a software engineer.
So the software doesn't engineer itself?
Usually no.
How many problems in the code can stop it from working?
One. A single problem.
One single problem and it quits working?
Yeah.
But evolution says things get better over time just with a bunch of mutations and random chance. If you just sat down and started plucking away at the keyboard, would it make a code that's, of any value?
No.
Never.
No,
Okay.
Never.
Yeah. And you guys have only been here, about an hour, so you didn't get to see the whole place yet.
Yep, not yet.
We'll show you around tomorrow.
Sounds good.
This one doesn't say nothing, does he?
No.
Not yet?
He says a few words sometimes.
Good. Good to have you here. See you guys on the tour tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, brother, you guys want to say anything? Become world famous? Sure. Come on up. Hurry. Now, this is one hyperactive 8-year-old, if I recall.
Yes.
All right, have a seat, sir. You said you're a dino. What now? Come on here. He goes first. Okay. I don't bite. And now your dad can feel just like Jesus between 2 thieves. Okay. No. All right. Name and where you from?
My name is Jack York, and we are from Nacogdoches, Texas. And
Okay.
the first time we saw y'all was in McAllen, Texas, at Baptist Temple.
Yeah.
In McAllen.
Awesome. So how long are you going to be here for?
Probably for the day, I would guess.
Well,
That's our plan.
Anybody spends more than 2 days, we put them to work, give me a hammer and all that stuff, or
That
paintbrush,
sounds good.
something, right?
Next time. We'll
Next
do
time.
that
Next time.
We'll plan
This is
on
called
it.
a microphone. You're not going to eat that, are you?
No.
Okay. So you're 8. Did you figure out how come you're 8?
No.
Now pay attention. Watch. This is 10.
Mm-hmm.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6 plus 2 is 8. How much is 6 plus 2?
8.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. So have a seat there, guys. You
Thank you.
think about it. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else? How does he do that? Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us, folks. Put a screen back up here. We are building our old-fashioned looking church building, and it's coming along. If you want to get your name or business in there on a plaque for helping donate to finish it up, please send some dough and say this is for the church. If you want to help us to open for free, join our 777 club. Make any checks to CSE. Go to drdino.com. We stay open. We don't charge anything, and we have a blast around here. Any checks to CSE. Okay. Comments on comments. People that are here get first choice. Any questions or topics you want to discuss will be up. You get first choice. Second is those that are watching live. If you get some, let me know. Third is I got posted comments, and I got a bunch of those ready to go. This is going to be exciting. Oh, and any mailed in questions. We hardly ever get to those. Sorry about that. We're trying. Keep in mind, cursing or profanity will get you banned from our channel. So will comments that are not on topic. Some people want to use our channel as their preaching platform. No, go get your own, okay? Excess comments. If you're going to do more than 5, you might want to get your own channel. We might just decide, nah, we don't want you here. You're trying to monopolize our comment section. It's our channel. We can ban anyone we want for any reason. Being excessively stupid may do it. Had to take a few off for that. Okay. Nick said, if you believe all dogs had a common ancestor, then why can't you believe all life had a common ancestor? Well, Nick, seeing variations in dogs does not prove dogs and pine cones are related. There are limits to the variations, Nick. You said you're thinking extremely short term here, as if adding time would help. Oh, okay. The circumstances that make dogs have different breeds add up over time. Yep, and they're always dog. No exceptions, none. There are 340 recognized breeds of dogs by the European Kennel Association, and there's only 167 by the American Kennel Association. I'm sure they argue about that all the time. Okay. No question, there are variations of dogs. I don't argue with that. No question. They might have had a common ancestor, like a wolf or a dog. But it doesn't prove bananas are related to dogs. I don't know how you guys can't get it. The textbooks will say, see, boys and girls, we started like a bacteria, a protozoa, and evolved to a human. The Bible says, all flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fish, another of birds. Animals have varieties. 2 parents can produce 6 children that are all wildly different. You get them the same way, you feed them the same food, and they turn out wildly different. How many in your family? How many kids? 8 kids. Are they all different?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, right? One of your brothers needs smacked, what, every day? Yeah, okay. I thought so. Mary Leakey, good name for that lady, said, all those trees of life with our branches of our ancestors, that's a lot of nonsense. I agree, Mary. It's nonsense. Just because you can draw lines on paper connecting 2 things does not mean they're related. The evolutionary trees that adorn our textbooks are not the evidence of fossils. They couldn't be. How could any fossil, how could you prove a fossil you found in the dirt had any children? Could you? You couldn't prove it had children that lived or children that were different. No animal today produces any offspring that are wildly different. Why do you think a bone in the dirt could do it? Stop and think. All the many forms of life on Earth today are descended from a common ancestor found in a population of primitive unicellular organisms. You think so? I don't think so. Let's see. There it is. Primitive unicellular. They draw these charts in the textbooks, and the kids are going to believe it. It is religious speculation inside the circle. Birds might have produced a variety of birds and crocodiles, and et cetera, but to prove they all have a common ancestor? No. That is pure religious speculation. One of the lies I cover in my video number 4, lies in the textbook. You want to get that one? Let's see. Common ancestry is an unscientific religion. Dogs are not related to pine trees. They can't make babies. I agree. Let's see. The genetic and fossil evidence show dogs, cats, bears, seals, and weasels all descended from a common ancestor. Now, wait a minute, Mr. Advanced Science. You're saying that because they have genetic similarities, that proves a relationship. Brother, you do computer code writing. Are there a lot of computer programs that have similar lines of code?
Yeah.
Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint probably have how many identical lines of code? Thousands.
Yeah.
Does that prove they both evolved from Morse code, or does that prove the same guys are writing the code? How can you not get it? Anyway, let's see. He says, I showed you scientific evidence proving you're wrong. Quit making up excuses and deal with it. What did I skip here? Oh, he quotes a journal here, okay, to prove that they're related. I showed you, I proved you're wrong. Right here. Science created life. Now, would that be intelligent design or evolution? If scientists create life, that would prove it takes intelligence to make life, which I've been saying for years anyway. So I'd prove we're right. If scientists create lightning in the lab, does that mean lightning in a thunderstorm is intelligently designed? Oh, I don't know why you call yourself advanced science. You are hindering science with your stupidity here. You're dodging the question. He asked a question, and you dodged it by raising another topic. You don't get it, do you? Let's see, a thunderstorm create life. Oh, that's right. Lightning struck a pond and living organisms appeared. Oh, okay. No such thing as intelligent design. The hyena kind. Good name. No such thing as intelligent design. Even things made by humans are made by natural processes. What are you smoking, son? Would you say this was made by natural processes, this microphone?
No, it requires intelligence.
Definitely. You work on these kind of things. There's a lot of complicated stuff in here. Even things made by humans are made by natural processes. Go watch how anything is assembled, from a play toy to a Corvette. Yep.
They say that intelligence is a human construct, but where did human intelligence come from? It didn't just come out of nowhere.
Right, and just for him to say that doesn't mean it's true. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Who set the elements in motion to behave the way that the elements do? Not man. Yeah, why is hydrogen and oxygen attracted to each other? I'm glad they are, because you get, yeah, that's how we get water, yeah.
But they're both explosive.
But even at the chemical level, it's amazing the design. At the atomic level, the valence, electron number, SPD, and all that stuff. It's designed. I don't know how they can't get it. Let's see. An omnipotent and omnibenevolent deity or deities would not create organisms with the perceived suboptimal design that occur in nature. What exactly, 800-year-old man, what exactly is suboptimal design? You think that because we see some creatures today that have some flaws, okay, therefore there's no designer. Well, keep in mind, you're not looking at the original. You're looking at a copy off 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 a copy. We're lucky we can walk and talk and think at all. You think how many times that gene code's been copied. Whose perception? Let's see. Even a bad plumber would know it would be poor design to use the same tube to breathe through and also eat through. So Answers in Rocks is complaining because he only has one mouth. Well, keep it shut then. How many of you think it works pretty good when you can breathe and eat through the same hole in your face? It seems to work okay. There's a little flap at the back called the epiglottis. What if you do accidentally get something down the wrong tube? Has anybody ever got that and you had to cough for a while? Now, which evolved first? The cough reflex or the flap to prevent the stuff from going down the wrong tube? What if the creature evolved the whole system, digestive system, a respiratory system, but didn't have that flap? They would drown. Take a drink, oh, went down the wrong tube, into your lungs. Sorry, he's dead. So you have to have the safety valve there at the same time as the creature is able to breathe and eat. I don't know how you guys can't get it. Answers in Rocks. You have more than one hole in your face. One to eat through and two to breathe through. Plus a flap to close while you use the other. You didn't drown last time you had a drink, right? Choking, yeah. The choking reflex is pretty interesting. It's a good thing we've got that, isn't it? Your wife's a nurse. If they didn't have the choking or coughing reflex, everybody would die. Did that evolve right along with the creature? Let's see. I absolutely believe birds came from dinosaurs. Well, I feel sorry for you. Yep.
There was a scientist on Standing for Truth, and he was talking actually about finding almost every bird that exists today in the dinosaur layers. He did like his own experiment over a few years.
Okay.
And found pretty much everything that exists today in the dinosaur layers. So
Well, send me that link. I'll look for that. Okay. Adaptations provided by new mutations, which are naturally selected, are evolution. You really think so, Mr. Advanced Science? I'll show you in just a second here. Okay. Maybe. Mutation is a loss of information, not new genetic code to turn fins to feet. I agree. Mutations can increase information too, but you know that. You just like to lie. I would like to see, Mr. Advanced Science, an example of a mutation that increases information. Please show me an example of that. Cite anywhere, anything where new genetic code has been added. Brother, with your computer programming, if you were to just randomly add lines of code, just add lines of code anywhere, would that probably screw things up or help?
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
And one period in the wrong place can stop the thing, can't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how they. Let's see. Bacteriologist Alan Linton said, none exists in the literature claiming that one species has been shown to evolve into another. Bacteria, the simplest form of independent life, are ideal for this kind of study with a generation time of 20 to 30 minutes. Get born, grow up, get married, have kids in 20 minutes. And populations achieved after 18 hours. But throughout 150 years of the science of bacteriology, there is no evidence that one species of bacteria has changed into another. That's what I've been saying. Okay. Beneficial mutation example. Oh, there's a village. 40 villagers have a point mutation which alters the protein produced by just one amino acid. This protein is 10 times more effective at mopping up excess cholesterol. So any extra cholesterol they get, these people are able to mop it up and it doesn't faze them. No matter how much excess cholesterol is ingested, it can always be disposed of. Generally, the people of Limon live longer and show a high resistance to heart disease. So because these people live longer and have a higher resistance to heart disease, therefore evolution is true. Is that what you think? We'll talk about that. Effects of beneficial mutation. Mutations often produce organisms with new or altered functions that can be useful to organisms in different or changing environments. The fruit of the Tahiti lime is seedless, a result of polyploidy. Guys, it's seedless. It can't make babies. This is not a beneficial mutation for the lime. It might be for you when you eat it. You don't have to spit out the seed, but it's not beneficial for the lime. You call that a beneficial mutation. This is how desperate they are. Beneficial mutations. An increase in reproductive success, let's see, would increase the chance of the mutation being passed on to offspring. Let's see. A mutation in a frog's genome changes the color of their skin from white to brown. How many of you have ever seen a white frog? Where are you getting this example from? The brown color will help camouflage from predators. I agree. That's why they're all brown or green or mottled or speckled or something like that. Frogs with the mutation will have a longer lifespan. Okay. Not all mutations are bad. Beneficial mutations. Oh, really? Bacteria becoming resistant to antibiotics. Okay. My longtime friend, 30 years, and one of the trustees of our ministry, and extremely smart man, Bill Sardi. Let me call Bill here. Bill, I just called him earlier to see if he could be on the program, and he said sure. I told him 20 after, it's 19 after. He may be a stickler for time. Or he may have gotten a call on somebody with health issues.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated...
Okay. People with health issues sometimes call Bill. He's a genius. He can fix just about anything. He says, "Hey, Bill, I got somebody called 2 days ago and said, oh, I'm so nervous. I can't go outside. I'm paranoid." And I called Bill, put him on the phone, 3-way call. He said, "Oh, you're low," and he named 2 vitamins, and the guy's going to go take them, and he'll be fine. Sometimes you can just be missing one little vitamin, and all kinds of crazy things can happen in your body. Yeah. Cancer. Yeah. And you took apricot seeds and got rid of your cancer. Yeah. Let's see. If you want to get hold of Bill, knowledgeofhealth.com, 909-593-9501. Say, "Bill, I want to learn to live longer and be healthy and happy. What do I do?" And he'll tell you what to do. Okay. Mutations do not produce any mutation. They don't produce any evolution. I mean, mutations, no matter how numerous they may be, the mutations do not produce any kind of evolution. Pierre-Paul de Grasse said. Let's see. They rearrange existing information, but that doesn't increase complexity. Dr. Spetner, who taught information theory for a decade at Johns Hopkins University, he studied mutations. He has written an important new book, Not by Chance, Shattering the Modern Theory of Evolution. In the book, he says, "In all the reading I've done in the life sciences literature, I've never found a mutation that added information. All point mutations that have been studied at the molecular level turn out to reduce the genetic information, not increase it. Here's a 5-legged bull. That's not new information. That's a duplication of already existing information. Notice it didn't make a wing or a feather. It made a leg. Did the bull already have gene code to make a leg? It just built an extra one in the wrong spot. That's an example of a mutation. Is that helpful for the bull? Isn't that just another handle for the coyote to grab?
Extra meat.
Extra meat? Isn't that an extra armpit to get infections in, with a leg hanging there? Short-legged sheep. Ancon mutant between normal sheep. Useful to colonial farmers, this mutation would not last in nature. I agree. It didn't add any information. It made a short-legged sheep. Easier, don't have to build as tall a fence to keep them in. Right? Might be helpful for the farmer, but that's not helpful for the sheep. How long would that short-legged one last in nature? Hey, boys, here comes the wolf. Run, run, run. I'm trying. Too late. Oh, Herman didn't make it. Okay. A 2-headed lamb. Is that a beneficial mutation? No. A 1-eyed cat. Is that beneficial mutation? How about a 2-faced cat? I've met a lot of 2-faced people. I could put their picture up here. Gee whiz. A 2-headed turtle. That's a mutant. It's not ninja, but it's mutant. Okay. It would freeze first winter. Nobody makes a double-neck turtleneck sweater. From the letters of the word Christmas, you can rearrange them and get all kinds of words. But you're never going to get Xerox, zebra, or queen. The letters aren't available. Rearranging existing code, mutations, is not going to cause evolution. Normal fruit flies have 2 wings. This mutant has 4. This rare mutation, like most mutations, is harmful. Beneficial mutations are the raw material for natural selection. Excuse me. Why didn't you show an example of a beneficial one? Why did you tell us about them and then show us a bad one and say, well, good ones is how it works? Well, show me a good one. 4-winged fly. Can't fly, by the way. What do you call it? A crawl? It can't fly anymore. Nobody's ever seen a beneficial mutation. None. And you guys, it would take quadrillions, quintillions of them to change a bacteria to a human. You have incredible faith. I greatly admire the faith of the atheists. I don't admire their intelligence, but I admire their faith. One professor I debated said he could prove a beneficial mutation. People who have sickle cell anemia are less likely to get malaria. Brilliant. That's like saying, if you cut off your legs, you can't get athlete's foot. A good point. Got a good point there. That's losing, guy, losing. Evolution and natural selection go together. This is baloney. How natural selection causes evolution. Natural selection can only select. Somebody called me about the giraffe got the long neck from stretching up for the leaves. The giraffe has a long neck so it can reach the water. Don't they have long legs also? What if they had the long legs and the short neck? Think about it for just a few minutes, okay? Natural selection. The long neck, Lamarck's theory, variation. Giraffes are just designed to be giraffes. Creation is thought of natural selection first. It selects. I agree. Turn all the dogs in the world loose in the woods, nature would select a certain type to survive, and other types wouldn't make it. Chihuahuas wouldn't make it 2 days. Natural selection may have a stabilizing effect. It does not promote speciation. It's not a creative force. Natural selection can act only on biological properties that already exist, cannot create properties. In Darwin's 6th edition to his book, he abandoned natural selection as the force behind evolution. That's what he counted on for the first couple versions. I got 3 of them up here. There's no evidence. Natural selection is incompetent to account for the incipient stages of useful structures. I agree, Charlie. You finally figured it out. Evolution in action. Finches with larger and stronger beaks were better able to open the tough pods than the finches with smaller, weaker beaks. Okay, well, there were 14 different islands in the Galapagos there, and he found 14 different kinds of finches because they had a different food supply. Some islands only had fruit, and so the birds with a beak capable of eating fruit really well, they did great. Other islands only had tough seeds to crack, so the birds with the skinny beak couldn't live there. It didn't change the beak to a jackhammer. It's still a beak, and it's still within limits. It's still called a bird. Natural selection can lead to evolution. You are dreaming. This is lying to the kids. It cannot lead to any evolution. Okay. Duplication in existing code. Not new code to turn feet to fins, apes, human, or whales with legs. Where does that leave you? Even better, natural selection. Oh, did you get any comments here yet?
No.
Is it live?
It is live. However, I haven't got any comments at all.
Okay, no problem.
I'm wondering if the live chat's shut off for some reason.
I don't know. Is it shut off?
That's what it looks like.
Well, turn it on.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Oh, okay. Push a button, right? PhD, right? Push here, dummy. Push. Okay. Advanced science, or Cameron writes it. Even better, natural selection would remove.
There we go.
Whoa, bunch. Okay. Natural selection would remove more mutations than it would facilitate. Can't you see that? Unless everything evolved at once, it would get repaired in the following offspring. Let's see. To name something specifically, emus have small forearms that lack musculature and therefore cannot be used for any purpose. Well, we happen to have 3 emus here, and they do have little tiny wings that just dangle there and flop around. So what's your point? Would that be an example of them losing something? Is that how evolution works? You keep losing stuff until you have it all? Be a Democrat, run for Congress. You could, yeah. Vestigial appendages are very common in invertebrates. Okay. I don't think that's true, but if they were vestigial, something you're losing, that's not evolution. It's not going to help at all. Keep losing stuff until you got it all. Having blood vessels in front of our retina, easily damageable Achilles tendons, and spinal pain due to gravity are examples of unintelligent design on us humans. Okay, you think the blood vessels in front of the retina is bad design. Bible says God formed the eye. Okay? There are quite a variety of eye shapes and eye colors and eye functions. Some eyes are binocular vision. Some can both see this way, like a lizard. Some can move one eye at a time. Not many people can do that. Looks a little weird when they can, doesn't it? Okay, look at their eye. Okay, so yes, there's a variety of eyes. I agree. I think that's intelligent design. They say it's a scar of evolution. What's the scar? There's a blind spot. See, at the back of your eye, the optic nerve goes to the brain. And if you close one eye and hold an object in front of the other one, don't move your eyeball. Focus on something in the distance. And when you move your dot around, all of a sudden it'll disappear in front of you. That's because the light is hitting that blind spot where the retina is, optic nerve. Well, you have 2 eyes and they have 2 different blind spots. So you have to close one eye to make it work. I think it's pretty cool design. You got to have the nerve exit somewhere. And it's a little tiny blind spot. And so it works great when you got 2 blind spots not in the same place and you can see binocular vision. There are quite a few different types of eyes. Complex eye structure evolved independently in several groups. Do you think so? Well, Bill's quite the expert on eyes. Let me try one more time, see if I can get Bill to answer here.
And our eyes also for distance.
Right. We can adjust the trig to focus for distance and stuff like that. Compound eye, simple eye. You know, like a fly might have over 1,000 eyeballs. They see you coming from all sides. Darwin said, to suppose that the eye could have been formed by natural selection seems, I freely confess, absurd. But then he goes on to claim it happened anyway. The retina, that you mentioned, the blood vessels in front. Okay, let's deal with this one. The retina of your eye is less than 1 square inch. It has 137 million light-sensitive cells. Now, I've done some electrical wiring in my time, built 9 houses. Can you imagine hooking up 137 million connections in 1 square inch? Dave, that'd be tough, wouldn't it? Not possible.
All right, we have a few questions.
137 million. And they said, radio debate, Ed Buckner in Buffalo, New York told me, the human eye is poorly designed because the blood vessels are in front of the retina. That blocks some of the light. He said the octopus has a much better eye because their blood vessels are behind the retina. Really? Well, it's true, okay? So you got the human eye and the octopus eye. And they're claiming this is evidence for evolution. He said the eye is wired backwards. He said the octopus had a better eye. Well, first of all, that's like saying God wouldn't do it this way, so it must have evolved. It's a silly argument for evolution. Maybe you just don't understand why it's that way. Human eye is wired backwards, and these scientists think they know why. Huffing and Puffington Post. Okay. Here's why your eye seems to be wired backwards. Smithsonian. The blood vessels block some of the UV light. See, octopus live in the water. They don't need the blood vessels in front to block UV light because the water blocks the UV light. We need the blood vessels in front because we live in the air, okay? Now, if you want to swap eyes with an octopus, you just go for it, but you'll be blind in a couple days, probably. You are a copy. I am a copy off of our parents' DNA, which is a copy off of their parents, which is a copy off of their parents. We're a copy off a copy off a copy off a copy off a copy for a long time. I took a piece of paper, took Darwin's book, copied a page. Then I copied the copy on the copy machine. And then I copied the copy of the copy. And I kept replacing the original with the copy. By the time I got to a 5th generation, here it is, 10th generation, 15th generation. 1st generation compared to 15th generation. The fact that we are a copy off 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 a copy of Adam, we're lucky we can still sit up and breathe and talk and walk. 25 generations, 25 years per generation. In 6,000 years, we're about the 240th generation from Adam. It's amazing. This gene code has been copied that many times and is still readable. Try a computer program. Put a thumb drive in, copy the program, put it in another, download it. Do that 240 times. So we see how soon you get an error in there, okay? All right, questions. Ken Hovind. The law of thermodynamics, which states things go from organized to chaos and evolution. It can't read the whole, enlarge the screen just a little bit. Oh, there we go, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, there are 3 different laws of thermodynamics. I'm going to do a whole program on that here soon, but everything tends toward disorder. Come take a look at my kitchen. Yeah. Come take a look at my sock drawer. Things tend to, go look in the man cave. How's that look, guys? Does that tend toward disorder in there? Okay. What was the other, I forgot. What was the other one? There we go. Brother Hovind, will the Antichrist and false prophet believe in evolution, and will they teach it in schools during the 3? I have no way to know that. I think evolution is a key component to this whole idea of a new world order. That's why I preach hard against it. And that's why when they came and arrested me, they said, get every DVD number 5 you can find. The dangers of evolution. That's the one they specifically went after. On there, I talk about why the evolution theory is not only dumb, but dangerous. It's the foundation philosophy for communism, socialism, Nazism, Marxism, the New World Order. Whole series is $50. You can call the office and get that. Okay. Others? Question? Did I miss? Okay. Question, how can you compare human-made computer programs to genetic mutations? And DNA is a chemical, not a computer code. Well, I don't know who to ask the question, but the DNA code is 1 trillion times more complicated than any computer code. The computer codes that we have developed, software, is primitive compared to one DNA strand. Just one. This guy said it would take a minimum of 100 years of Cray computer time to simulate what takes place in your eye many times every second. They've known this for 45 years. Your eye is incredible. See that thing by Job Martin about incredible creatures that defy evolution and the woodpecker's eye? They peck the tree. Got to peck kind of hard to chip the wood. And when they peck, their eyeball would fly out of their head. So they close their eyes to keep their eyeball from coming out. Then they draw their head back, open their eye, focus, calculate, and decide, okay, now I need to peck this way. No, this way. I got to peck this wood out of the way. So they're closing their eye, pulling back, focusing, thinking, deciding where to peck, closing it again. What was it, 40 times a second or something like that? It was phenomenal how many times the woodpecker can peck. And their eyeball is amazing. The complex structure of the human eye may be the product of millions of years of evolution. Well, they just don't want to give God the glory is the problem, okay? You can better understand how the eye might have evolved if you picture a series of changes. Imagine. Oh, I got to get the guy with the rainbow, yeah. Just imagine all the eyes changing. Why can't you just say, wow, looks like maybe somebody designed it. I don't have a problem saying, praise God for the eyeball, okay? You ought to praise him just for your thumb. Man, you know how amazing that is? Mine are special. They can bend them backwards. That's for hitchhiking around corners. Yeah, not many people can do that. Okay, that's a skill worth nothing. All right, let's see. Complex structure of human eye. Other questions here? Question. Oh, do you believe in the annihilation of souls? Interesting question. No, I do not. The Bible, we know the story of the rich man and Lazarus from Luke 15. It says he lifted up his eyes in hell, being in torments. Apparently, he was alive long enough to have a conversation with Lazarus, and they talked about it. So if souls were just simply annihilated, I don't think that Luke 15 story could have happened. So you go to hell is eternal and heaven is eternal. So I answer your question. No, I don't believe that. Okay. The evolution of the eye has attracted significant study, with the eye definitely exemplifying an analogous organ present in a wide variety of animal forms. Complex image-forming eyes have evolved independently some 50 to 100 times. You are absolutely insane to believe such a thing. You couldn't get the eye to evolve once. But they think, oh, it evolved 50 or 100 times. Okay, a couple more here and we'll quit.
Somebody's asking if they can have tea or coffee with you at some point.
If you can have tea or coffee, either one. If you drink coffee, your babies will be born naked, and tea is even more dangerous. The Indian drank 4 gallons of iced tea, and that night he drowned in his teepee. But yes, we'll have a little bit with you, okay? Not a lot, okay? You have to picture or imagine evolution happening. Come on down to our Dinosaur Adventureland. Okay, any more on there? Any more from here?
Your opinion on firearms.
On fire, what?
Firearms.
What do I think about firearms? Well, I'm in favor of gun control. Gun control is where you can hold it steady and hit the intended target. Now, until I get my case overturned, I can't have one, and I don't, but I'm a really good shot with one. My daddy started at probably about 5, teaching us to. We had a firing range in our basement, in our house. We would shoot 22 down there all the time. He had a big 2x12 frame, 4 layers thick. The center was replaceable. After you got turned to sawdust, you stick a new blocks in there. We got to where we could pick the eyeball off a frog at 100 yards with a 22, man. Anyway, so yes, I think the only people who would want gun control are those who want control. Communist countries, that's one of the rules of communist revolution. You have to have gun control. That's video number 5. Watch that. So I think it's absolutely wrong to have any restrictions on it. Let everybody get a machine gun if they want. Now, if somebody breaks a law with their gun, that's a different story. But as long as they're law-abiding citizens, let them have a cannon, okay? There should be no restrictions in my humble opinion. Okay, thank you so much. Tomorrow, no Bible study tomorrow. Sunday morning, start a whole new session. I think you're going to like this one. See you then. Bye.